Hi, this is Kennebeck, and this is my personal reflection and 7 questions analysis of Brene Brown's TED Talk, "The Power of Vulnerability." So let's get started. Just to cap things off, this is just the TED Talk I enjoyed the most, and this is why I'm specifically focusing on this one. So let's just get right into it, shall we? So, question 1 of the 7 questions asks, in a nutshell, what does the author wish to argue? I felt that Brene wishes that, despite what others would say about research and emotions, people, as an organism, are wired, in a sense, say through our genetic code or however she wants to put it, to be connected to one another, as in us as humans cannot survive without, personal connection, being social. We're social organisms, according to her. So what key concept serves as the foundation for this argument? Well, I thought that this was through her years of research, really. Through this, she found that not only what humans desire, which is connection, but also covered and understood for, fear, which is what everyone despises. And that this is really her key concept. So moving on, what important question would she be addressing through this? Well, it's how and what fear is. She admitted, or really claimed, that through her years she analyzed and put a firm grip, or really a definition on fear, as really as it is found to be vulnerability itself. That's why it's called fear. Because us as people, do not like fear. We do not like being vulnerable, and so therefore we see that as fear, which is why it emits a negative response. And so, question 4: what story are we telling, or are they telling? Really? And so, despite fear and vulnerability being the ultimate bane, those are my own words, the ultimate bane to anyone's existence, really, one can overcome this by having a sense of worthiness. Believe you are worth something will essentially overpower that. What do I think, really, the author is experiencing about that causes the argument? Well, I think through the years she has, and still is experiencing, the fact that fear can be overcome, but not by trying to numb it. Don't do that. That's a negative way of doing so. But by believing ourselves to be worthy, as I just said, by believing you are worth something, but by believing you are worthy of good things in life. Well, this was to allow you to take fear and just push it aside, to leave it behind you, to not let it drag you down. How does the author use language? Well, through the talk, she was very surreal about what she said. Surreal. And, she also was very sincere about it. She describes how to overcome fear with complexion. She speaks words of what should be cherished wisdom to the audience. At least I found this to be, something that you should cherish, something you should listen to. And that in today's society, that we, and especially the next generation after us, say our kids, would need to overcome fear. We need to use this to overcome fear. Because not apparently, I agree with her. This generation is not the best generation. She had some strange words describing it. And so, what method does the author use to put forward their truth? Final question. Well, by example. Near the end of her talk, she spoke of how we need to live by not only by another standards, but to be ourselves, live by our own standards. And well, she further puts this forward by telling of how we need to teach, as I said, as I branched on before, the next generation really. We need to teach them these values. As you know, you've ever heard of the parents teaching their kids that they need to be perfect, they need to be doing activities, they need to be flawless. Well, you cannot teach a kid to do this because this will ruin the kid's mindset, apparently. Or really, it will ruin the kid's mindset. You need to teach them they are imperfect because that is what they are. That's what anyone is. There's no such thing as perfection in a human or anything really. Perfection is just a term to, well, describe a fictional account, according to her. And so, really, you need to teach them that this is the way to go. That being imperfect is just the reality, and that you need to accept that early on. And so, those really are the 7 questions that fully analyze, at least my full analysis of the video. And I chose this video because what really stuck out for me was it kind of touched on a few things I've dealt with through my life. I've been through some very, very, I wouldn't say very strange, but I'd say just some experiences I'd really not like to go back to. And so for a lot of my life, I struggled with the concept of imperfection. I would always compare myself. I still, I'll admit, I still compare myself to others. And I remember just watching this video when she said, "Don't do this." Just really stuck out. And the simple act of believing I am good enough is what I need to live by. And that's something that I've rarely done at all. And so, yeah, that's my take on the video.